to the preview of the Arsenal second leg, and we have Egal talks football with us. Pleasure having you on. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. And yeah, man, big up. It's this is the biggest game we've seen as a football club in years, man. So I don't know about you guys. You've been to finals recently. You've been to semifinals recently. So
Yeah,
you're kind of probably used to it by now. But for me, I'm very excited, man.
I mean it's still special because obviously we've only gone advanced through the semifinal once in 1920, and it was only one leg that year because of COVID. So we've never advanced from a two-legged semifinal tie. So it's also something new for us as well.
Was that the year that Chelsea won?
No, that's their Bayern one when they beat us in the UCL final.
Oh, you know what? I remember watching that. I was in Turkey. It was like you guys were amazing in that semifinal. I thought you were gonna win it.
Yeah,
Honestly, I thought you were gonna win it. But yeah, it's unfortunate. And you know what? PSG, your whole story with Neymar and Mbappe, you always had Mavericks. Look at the guy behind you, Ibrahimovic, Mavericks. Guys who are like some people don't like, some people like. They had you always had the flair, the shine. I
yeah.
don't know. I like PSG, man. As a football club, as an institution, I feel like a lot of people don't like PSG because of the state-owned thing. But as entertainment value, you guys do bring entertainment. Like you guys play
Well,
football to entertain. You're not like Chelsea and some of these other clubs who are like they're oil clubs, but they don't bring entertainment. They just want to win. They don't care
yeah,
how they do it.
yeah. No, we definitely bring style. We definitely pop out. Like City, apart from as you mentioned, success, they are very irrelevant. They don't
Yeah.
stand out next to other teams. They don't have
They don't
anything
impact the
unique
culture.
about City. Exactly.
They don't.
There's
They
nothing
don't impact the
unique
culture.
about City.
Yeah, you guys had Ronaldinho, you've had Ibrahimovic, you've had some legendary players, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when did
no,
you get the
big.
oil money, by the way?
QSI bought Paris Saint Germain, I believe in 2011. So ever since 2011, City got it what, '07, and Chelsea got it maybe '02.
Would you say you were the second biggest club in France before they came in?
So the thing with us is we had a good group of all the trophies. Like the we had two cups back in the day, just like you guys, cup the League Cup, and then the FA Cup, the Coupe de France. We had a bunch of those. We were the only team apart from Marseille to have a European trophy. I think it's like Cup Winners' Cup or something. So no, I think even Marseille are overrated. Like they're not even. I don't even think they're top three like biggest clubs in France. They have a huge fan base, but like success, apart from that Champions League, I don't think they're top three in most Ligue 1 titles. They're not top three in most cup titles. Like Marseille is a team I would say by non PSG fans that's very overrated. Like they're not that big. So before that,
Mm.
Leon are a big club. Even Monaco, they were in the Champions League final in was it '04 versus Porto.
So just
So
Lyon and Marseille, right? The only clubs that could talk to you.
I mean, Sontit, yeah, they actually have the most league titles, but it was like back in the day they were successful. So like we recently overtook them for the most league titles in the league. So I don't know. I would say there's a lot of parity in Ligue 1. I wouldn't say there, in La Liga you have Barca, Bayern ahead of everyone else. I wouldn't say Ligue 1 before PSG had anyone like that. Obviously, Lyon they had that prime period. I think they won 8 league titles, but I don't think they're like standout clubs. But at the moment, PSG obviously by far stands out in France.
So
You know,
Jovino days, them days, right? With
what when he
with
was Lille?
I'm talking about Marseille, no?
Th- I I don't think they had Gervinho, or did they? I don't think he was there. Maybe you're mixing up him up someone else.
The guy with the free kicks, who's that?
Oh, Juninho.
Nino. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
man, I sent you another picture for the thumbnail, by the way, just to let you know, because I think the picture you had was very greedy. But yeah, shot. What was I gonna say? Just check your messages. But overall, I'll tell you this,
Yeah,
man. I did not watch the French league enough growing up. When I only started watching the French league like more when I moved to UK in 2018. 2018, since I moved to UK, BT Sport had the French league We've watched. I'd see it pop up more often. I have free coverage of it, so I could watch more of it more often. But before that, didn't
Yeah.
really watch the French league too much as a youngster. So I don't know how you caught all the channels. Obviously, you live in Europe, so it's probably easier for you to catch games.
Um, I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was younger, so I started supporting the club in 2012. I was 11 years old back then. I think 11, 12 years old. Majority of the games I could find was Champions League games. So I didn't watch most Ligue 1 games because it was really hard finding anything.
Am I lagging
So
that
it was
much?
mostly
Really?
UCL. Your voice is not lagging. It's only in the camera that it's
I don't know
like
what's
half
going on.
freezing.
1 second. Let me see.
Where it says stop video next to it, that arrow, if you click on it, maybe if you change the resolution, maybe.
Is that better?
Nah, still.
What the hell's going on? I've never had these issues before on StreamYard.
Wait, in that picture you told me about, have you sent it on Twitter?
Yeah, I sent it on Twitter. What's going on? You know what? You want me to join on my phone? See if that's better?
Eh,
Um,
you do you do it. You do it. I can show you how it looks if you want to know how it looks.
I can go on YouTube, just check it out myself. 1 second.
Okay, wait. Nah, a little bit there, yeah.
Issue before. My bad, bro.
Wait, nah, a little bit there.
1 second.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it. But the thing is, it cuts in and out. It's not always like that, right?
Exactly. Sometimes it's smooth and sometimes it's not.
It's the best I can do at this point. I don't know what's going on. If I increase the resolution, does that make it better?
Have you changed it?
Yeah, I've changed it. Is that from my end? It looks clear. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry to the viewers.
No. It's calm, man. I've had technical difficulties as well.
Bro, I think this might be the best it's gonna get. I don't know what's going
Okay.
on. My lighting is not bad.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Look, the voice is not lagging. That's the most important part. Um, but back to what we were talking about. So, no, this is still a huge moment for us. Thinking about like when I look back, that Osman Dembele goal, I think it's the biggest goal in our history because I obviously it's more valuable than what we scored versus Leipzig. Leipzig, Arsenal bigger. You know, there were no fans in that semifinal. So no, this game is huge for us. But I want to know what's your thoughts on the first leg? Like, were you happy with Arsenal's performance? Did you think you were maybe a bit unfortunate, with Martinelli and Trossard missing their chances? Talk to me.
Frustrating. Frustrating to say the least. You guys were really good. And what made me frustrated was we don't concede goals like that usually. We don't concede goals like that. That seemed like it was a training ground goal. You've scored goals like that before where you've made that same movements, right?
Yeah,
So it's like we should have already seen that before and we should have had a solution on how to stop that because it was very simple. You won the ball high up the pitch. You passed the ball over to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia passed the ball back to Dembele. Nobody was near him, and he shot that with a tight angle and got it into somewhere where nobody's going to save it. So I got to give Dembele credit. I got to give you guys credit on the counter, and I got to look at my players. I got to look at Saka, Moreno, Odegaard. What are you doing in that situation? Because Declan Rice and Timber are doubling up
yeah.
on Kvaratskhelia. Who's tracking Dembele? Why is he wide open?
But
How is
have
he
you
wide
seen
open?
have you seen like the tactical thing about that goal? I can actually show you because that will
I seen it.
honestly.
Yeah, you posted that.
So
You posted on Twitter, right?
yeah. So what would you say? who do I don't think anyone is that. I think it's just Arsenal. You guys want to press man to man. When you do press man to man, you're doing like a high risk, high reward. And you know, if someone is being able to break that press, there's going to be tons of space. But you guys were willing to take that risk. So what happened was
100%.
obviously Vitinha and Fabian, they took down the two midfielders so that that space opened up. Because I saw some people say, why is the middle open? Because your midfielders were marking our midfielders, and when they went down, so they followed them. Then when the Boots got the ball, you see Fabian, he's making the runs, so he's taking Timber inside. Otherwise, Timber would have been on Kvara, but he has to follow Fabian. And then Fabian Kvara gets it on the side. Rice is marking Dembele. He wouldn't have scored the goal, but then Rice was scared when he saw this. He saw Timber versus Kvara in so much space. He was like, "I got to doubled up," and that left Dembele open. So, like, do you blame on Rice? Do you think Rice should trust in Timber in a situation like that
Should
versus
Rice
Kvara?
have stayed on Dembele? Rice should
Yeah.
have gone down, but Moreno should have shifted over.
Ooh. Wait,
Do you see?
Marino's 23, right?
Okay, who is the person? Who is the person who's 21 in that moment in time? 23. That's Moreno.
This Marino, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So true.
Moreno
Marino
has
could
to
have
get
covered
there.
Dambuz here.
Because before the ball gets to Dembele, Moreno is right there. What is Moreno doing? Why isn't he the one that's breaking? Why is he making a run to the middle? He should be making a run directly to Dembele in that situation. As for Saka, I don't really blame Saka that much because he's late to the party. He
Yeah,
just
yeah,
comes
yeah.
into just before you make the pass. Saka's already just trying to get back into positioning. He can't really do much. The guy who should have done something is 23. And look at where 23 is. The whole time he's coming, he needs to come in front of Dembele right away. What is he going to do in the middle of the box? What is he going to do there?
Okay.
And he's playing in the midfield. He's not playing at striker. So if that's
Exactly.
Partey, if that's Partey, he defends that. If that's Declan Rice and Partey is doubling up on Kvaratskhelia, Declan Rice covers Dembele in that situation. Mikel Moreno did not do enough to smell the danger.
True, true. And obviously, you've seen the goal we scored versus Liverpool. Is basically the exact same. We Liverpool press high. Nuno finds that ball to Dembele in the space. Dembele gives it to the wing, back to Dembele. Dembele scores. I just think it's this is something we do, as you said, a lot in training. This is something we prepare ourselves for. We're really great at it.
I don't think you score
Um,
that goal if Partey's playing though. Because look at if you go back to the first couple of minutes of it, you see that 30 seconds in, you see Declan Rice and Moreno's positioning, and
yep.
Dembele is wide open. In this situation, you would not have Declan Rice shifting all the way from you would not have Declan Rice shifting all the way from Fabian Ruiz. Just move it forward a little bit. Okay, stop it right there. Declan Rice would have been Moreno. Partey would have been Fabian Ruiz. In this situation, Declan Rice then would leave Vitinha open. And where's Odegaard? Odegaard would have to come drop deeper in that situation, and
How would
it would
Odegaard
give
drop
us
deeper? He's part of the three man press at the top. Because Martinelli is covering
okay.
Hakimi here.
All right. This is what I'm saying. So Mikel Moreno would have better defensive awareness Declan Rice would have better defensive awareness than Mikel Moreno in this situation. So if you run it through now, this is what expect. Instead of Declan Rice having to go and cover Dembele, you would have Moreno cover Dembele, and you'd have Partey cover Vitinha, and you'd then be leaving Fabian on this situation.
Okay, so you're saying you would leave Fabian Ruiz open instead?
Somebody else
'Cause
is going to
someone
get
has
left
to be
open.
left open. Yeah, somebody
Yeah,
has to be left open. Because I think
yeah.
the big thing is this. I think it's Hakimi pushing up all the way here, which removes Martinelli. Because if not,
I think what
Martinelli
you're
would
going to
have
do
been
is
part
the
of the
moment the
three man
ball gets
press and
shifted,
Odegaard
the
here.
moment the ball gets shifted to Dembele, I think the two midfielders, if it is Partey and Rice, they would have the defensive awareness to what do you call it, cover the players who are the most dangerous rather than leaving so much space. Like what does Moreno do once the ball gets shifted over? Check out what he does. What does Moreno do once the ball gets shifted over? Where is he? What is he doing?
He's here. So
He's not
he's
doing
recovering.
anything. He's not really doing anything. He's still not doing anything. So that to me tells me Declan Rice in that Moreno situation, he snuffs out that he stops that goal from happening. As for Thomas Partey, he would be taking the Declan Rice actions and shifting over. And it's not about leaving Coutinho open or leaving Fabian Ruiz open. It's about doing your best to stop the players who are the most dangerous. I'm
But
not saying Partey is prime Messi. Somebody in the chat saying Partey is prime Messi, but if you look at our shape in the midfield, Mourinho, di- uh, Mourinho did not know what he was doing defensively in that situation, and I think he's the most at fault for that goal.
would you still say it's mostly just a great goal, very hard to
Yeah, it's
stop?
a great goal from you guys.
Okay.
You guys did a great job getting us out of shape, and we should have done better defending that in the final actions.
Um, Offensively, apart from that, would you say you felt scared that you might concede a second this game? Because I didn't
100%.
feel. You felt it?
100%. Yeah. Friggin' you had 1v1 Cancelo Ramos, you
Yeah.
had
Okay. Yeah.
1v1 Barcola, you had so many chances to bury the game. So many chances to bury the game,
The thing
and
is, the
we couldn't.
Barcola one was offside, and then like Gonzalo, like he's the squad player for a reason. It's just
What was he doing?
he,
I think he thought he was offside. The
no,
way that
he
he
took
took the
so
shot.
he took a bad touch. He took a touch that took him to the right, and then he had to turn around. But he's so slow and everything. He just had to shoot immediately. He's just
Mm.
not that good of a player. So when we got that chance, I was like, okay, it's a good chance, but it's him. Maybe the do it chance. You remember when Dembuz got it to do it? Good save from Raya, bottom left. But apart from that, I didn't feel we. Obviously, at the end of the game, you were pushing for a goal, so we had the space for that Gonzalo and Barcola chance. But in my opinion, I expected more offensive stuff from us. Like Kvara had a really hot, what was it, 20, 25 minutes. Then he dropped down a bit on creating stuff. Dembele basically was only involved twice in key actions offensively. So that's something I think Arsenal defended really well, but I also think we focused more on defending this game. Then when it comes to
I
chance
think it was a
creation,
50
yeah,
I think it was
yeah,
a 50-50 game after the 20-minute mark. The first 20 minutes you embarrassed us. The first 20 minutes we were terrible and you guys were making us look silly. The way you're ripping us apart, getting chances, moving the ball on us, holding on to possession. The way I viewed it, the first 20 minutes was a shock to the system. You guys were
okay.
really you guys we thought physicality wise we would have the number on you. That was not the case. I did not know how good Joao Neves was. Joao Neves was so good in that game. Anytime we had a chance on goal, he seemed to have been there. He was so much better than I thought. Mendes, he did well, but you guys had a plan. You doubled up, tripled up. You made sure that Bukayo Saka did not beat you. The rest of the guys, you made Trossard ineffective in this game. He
Yeah,
was not effective at all. Marquinhos did well in holding on to onto Martinelli, and the fact that we had Declan Rice playing as the six, we did not have anybody in the midfield dribbling the ball from deep, giving you problems. Moreno was basically ineffective also. Hence why we speak about why Partey was so important. But yeah, from my perspective, it was a 50-50 game, but the first 20 minutes was all PSG. So which says to me, you guys were the more dominant team throughout the 90. And the result was fair. You deserved to win. We did not deserve to win the game. We had two chances. We didn't take them. You guys had a couple more chances than us. You were clinical with your goal. And it comes down to your attack being better than our defense.
but wouldn't you say that we controlled the majority of the game? Yes, we weren't
Yeah.
as intensive as we were in the beginning, but I felt calm majority of the game, apart from maybe when Arsenal had set piece. Very dangerous set pieces. We aren't the best from them.
And the one that and the chance for Martinelli.
Yeah, no, the Martinelli and Trossard chances, yeah. But apart from that, it was the corners and so on. But I feel Paris Saint Germain controlled the game. I think just like the Liverpool game, we went in with a shocker, as you said, shock the opposition, get that early goal, and then defend that 1-0 lead. And we did it. I think that was the objective from when the game was started until it ended, just like the Liverpool game.
I was
Just get a
surprised you guys
1-0
didn't attack
favorable
us
one.
more. I was surprised
No,
you didn't attack us more.
I think similar to Liverpool
I thought we were
performance,
there for the taking. I thought we were there for the taking.
maybe if we were a more mature team, we could have maybe killed off the tie entirely. But I think they were really focusing on that 1-0. I think when we went into the second half, it was more about keeping it 1-0. And then obviously you guys scored against us, the goal that was disallowed. Uh, but no, I think the players' objective was firm. This game, keep that 1-0. And I felt they were in control in majority of the game. But obviously the second leg is going to be a different game. Obviously, Partey is going to come in. That's going to change Rice's role. That's going to change Merino's role. And obviously, Partey is coming in. Timber, I've heard he's potentially out. Do you have any updates on that?
Apparently, he might be available, as I seen a report that he might be available. I'm not 100% sure if that report is 100% accurate, but from the last thing that I seen, he could be
Yeah,
available, man.
yeah,
So that's good. Good news. Timber might be back, and we need him because if you go up against Ben White versus Kvaratskhelia, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be a long day for us because Ben White's just coming back to full fitness. Kvaratskhelia, he looks
yeah.
like he's ready to go. He's always playing very well for you guys. And in that game versus us, Timber was having a hard time with Kvaratskhelia. So imagine what Ben White could be having against him. And Ben White, he's only played like 14 games all season. Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. But yeah, it looks like there's no concrete reports, but it does look like some people have been saying that they expect him to be back.
Okay, okay. I mean, I'm still very confident. Kvara versus Timber, and even like a Timber not 100% fit. Um, do, obviously a lot of people when we look at it's an away game for Arsenal, we're looking at the Madrid game, but obviously this game is going to be completely different. It's semi-final, it's a bigger stage, it's more pressure, but it's also that you're not going there with a 3-0 lead. How do you think Arsenal will play? How do you want Arsenal to play?
We're gonna have to play controlled, and in the first 10, 20 minutes, we're gonna have to just make sure we get into it and we don't do anything crazy. We don't go gun ho,
Yeah,
but at the same time, we try to just get that first goal. PSG cannot score the first goal. We have to defend resolute and make sure we are the ones that are on the ball and countering instead of you guys attacking us for that game and us being the one. It's gonna have to be us that are the ones that are controlling and countering and a little bit more pragmatic. I don't think we're gonna come to your ground and try to be attacking from minute one, or else that would cost us potentially.
when you look at Liverpool and Aston Villa, they were obviously at the Parc des Princes, two English teams. It was a bit different because it wasn't the first leg and obviously not a semi-final. But when you look at those games, do you think that's how the game is potentially going to look, or what is Arsenal going to do that those teams didn't do?
Hmm. Let me go back and look at those games because I haven't really watched the games back. Like I don't I was watching it from a perspective of like of a rival. So when I was watching the PSG game versus Liverpool, you guys
Yeah,
truly humbled them, but they ended up getting the win. They ended up getting the 1-0 win because you guys were
yeah,
not clinical. You couldn't finish your dinner. You had all the chances, 70% possession, 27 shots. Like you really were on top in that game. But that is not a method for success for Arsenal in this upcoming game versus PSG. What
yeah,
Liverpool did in that game was very lucky. I couldn't believe that they got that win. It was extremely lucky. But you ended up going through on penalties. Once again, I do not want to go to penalties with you guys. If we go to penalties with you guys, I feel like we've already lost because we're not good at saving penalties. Raya
yeah.
in a penalty shootout, I don't back him to be Donnarumma, who's a specialist in penalties. I don't know how many times you've seen him save your penalties, but from my perspective, I've seen him in for you guys in the Champions League, and I've also seen him for Italy in the Euros. He's just that guy who saves penalties, and he's quite tall, so he's good at those. As for my perspective, what I've seen from Aston Villa gives me a little confidence. Aston Villa attacked you guys. Aston Villa got the opening goal against you guys at the Parc des Princes. But the thing is, then you turned it on and got three more.
No,
Every
they did.
team that you played at the
No,
Parc
have
de
you seen the
France,
goal?
what?
No, no, they didn't attack us. Like we were just dominating the game, and then Nuno Mendes, when we were completely wide open, stupidly loses the ball, and then they had a quick counter. Like Villa were, they didn't attack. I mean, it was very, very unfortunate. It wasn't anything planned or anything I can give prop to Villa apart from it was a
I
great
might be
counter attack.
mistaking it with the second game. My apologies.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm mistaking it for the second game. My apologies. The first game, they did score first, but you guys were the much better team once again. I don't think I've seen a single game in the Champions League out of those in the knockout rounds at least where you guys have not been the better team at your ground, and
Yeah.
we are going to have to suffer. We're gonna have to come to your ground. We're gonna have to suffer, and defensively, we're gonna have to set up really well defensively. You're gonna have majority of the shots. You're gonna have majority of the chances. It's gonna be on us to try to nick it. Using I'm not saying smash and grab, but like just try to get a goal against the run of play and hold on to the lead. And from there, if we can try to get a winner, if we're gonna get a winner, it's gonna have to be through set pieces, or it's gonna have to be from us trying to overload the midfield with Moreno, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, and Maslow Skelly. We're gonna have basically five people occupying that midfield in like a mid block kind of situation. Out of possession, you're gonna see all those guys at times in the midfield, in possession and out of possession, helping out. I know it sounds crazy, but that's kind of how we play now. Moreno's a false nine who tucks into midfield and helps out. Maslow Skelly, you've seen him in the previous game, what he does in midfield, and hopefully with the numerical advantage and Partey back, we have more ability to break lines and get more chances. Because I do think Thomas Partey being out made such a big difference, and I know people are like, Partey's not that big of a difference, but he really is for us. He allows so much of our play to go through him and allows Declan Rice to get forward, allows Martin Odegaard to get forward, and it just benefits us so much more defensively also.
Yeah, no, because I remember before the game, a lot of Arsenal fans were like, "We're missing Party. We're missing Party. PSG are going to capitalize on us missing Party." So even before the game, I knew that Arsenal. I said, in my opinion, I think they're overrating how much value he has, but he definitely has value in this team, especially because Rice was the one that had to be brought down, and then Merino had to be brought down, obviously. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm looking for PSG to have a similar kind of performance, dominate possession, counter press, win back the ball, and just suffocate you, take down the confidence. Obviously, you saw it from both Martinez and Allison, top performances. Martinez had a good game. It was just the goals he conceded. I mean, who's saving that? So you need to expect David Raya to have a big game. Has he had like a big I don't know,
No,
like a
no,
lot
he
of
hasn't had
saves
too
in a
many
game?
bad games. David Raya has been decent, really good actually. He's been the best keeper in the Arsenal era, Emirates era, for me. Like David Raya has been really good. He's never put a foot wrong. I don't remember too many games where he's been poor.
Have you seen him have like a game with like 9 saves? You know, an Alisson-esque performance, for example?
I can't remember when he had 9 saves because
Because
we
you
don't fit
don't face too many shots.
Man City away, Man City away.
The the 2 the
The
2-2 early this
1-1,
season?
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, because when we faced Man City and we went to the ground and we were down to 10 men and we basically parked the bus the whole second half, he had a lot of shots, but majority of them were pop shots. Like none of them were even coming close to goal.
Okay.
Let me just double check. I honestly can't remember the last time we got battered and we had to 2-2. I can't remember the last time where we got battered and we had to defend a lot of crazy amount of saves. Yeah, so David Raya had 9 saves against Man City back in September of 2022. I mean 2024. September of 2024 this season. But outside of that, how many times did we go down to 10 men or or have a bunch of shots? Like I can't remember too many performances like that. We
Okay.
don't tend to face that many shots. We try to avoid by any means necessary facing that many shots. Obviously, majority of the time, it's maybe a good save game is probably, I'd say, 5 or 4
Okay.
saves. That's what I would say is a normal game for David Raya. But yeah, he's been good though. He's faced over 109 shots this season in the Premier League. In the Champions League this season, we've only conceded 7 goals.
Yeah.
So it's
But
not
but
it's not
don't you
ridiculous.
think it has a lot because you like he doesn't get that tested because your defense is so good?
The thing about Raya is though, he's not like Ramsdale. Ramsdale would get switched off mentally. Raya, he's switched on. The issue we have is lately Arteta has been asking him to play as a right-sided centre back in possession. And that's very silly because you lose the ball and your goalkeeper is playing at centre back, your goal is open.
Yeah,
That
Kvara
is a
tried to
mistake.
chip it. Or like halfway
Yeah,
line, I think.
he plays when we're in possession, he plays as centre back. And it's like it's very stupid because we've conceded some goals like that. We've conceded some red cards because Arteta has David Raya so out of his goal that the goal is wide open. We and he's been doing this since Arteta's been doing this kind of thing since Ramsdale. He's been asking his goalkeepers to be a lot higher,
Yeah.
and I don't get it.
Okay. Um, I
That
just
is
want to
one thing that I
quickly.
don't.
Okay, thank you. I just want to quickly come to the super chat here. Thanks so much, H2, for the super chat, man. I appreciate it a lot. Big up, Egal. If Arsenal go out in the UCL, will you be Arteta out? Also, Dembuzi will cook you. So, will you be Arteta out if Arsenal go out in the Champions League semi-final?
You know what? People call me at this point. They call me Arteta sexual because I've said even if we get knocked out by Real Madrid in the second leg, I wouldn't be Arteta out. So I'm not going to be Arteta out.
After the
I
3
don't
nil lead?
after the 3-0. So I'm not going to be Arteta out. I'm backing my manager. I believe in him, and I think we can get the job done. So I'm going until the wheels fall off. At this point, I think Arteta has until the end of next season,
Yeah.
and this summer we need to go and sign some players. We need to get a winger because let's be honest, the left wing you were not threatened at all. We need to get a striker because we're currently in a semifinal of the Champions League with Mikel Moreno as our striker. If we had Gyökeres, it would be a different story.
Would you be
And
confident with Havertz, or do you still feel you need to upgrade on Havertz too?
Havertz is going to probably play in the midfield next season. He's not going to be a striker. He's probably going to be rotating with Odegaard or something else, right?
Yeah.
And finally, we need to keep Saliba at all costs because you've dealt with Real Madrid's media, bro. Every day, Saliba is coming to Real Madrid. Every day they're talking about Saliba going to Real Madrid. Every day they're talking about number one targets, Saliba. Bro, it's so tiring.
I
I
know,
don't know
man.
how you dealt with the Mbappe stuff because every day they just talk about it.
When's his contract up? 28, 29?
20, 2027 with an option to push it to 2028.
Who can push it? Him, you, or both need to?
Mutual agreement.
So he got to as well. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, are
that's
you scared he might leave? Not scared, but do you think
he
you
said
potentially think about it?
everything. He said everything to make me believe that he's not going anywhere for at least another a month. I don't think he's going anywhere for another year. That's what I'm saying. So this a month ago he said he's not going nowhere. He's confident that Arsenal is the place that he wants to play and he wants to be remembered by
Yeah,
the
but
fans.
yeah, but obviously he was gonna say that. Trent said the same. Mbappe said the same, and they left.
No,
I'm
but
I'm not
we
saying
have him
look at
under
what he says.
contract.
I would say look at
We have him under contract. Realistically, I think we have one more year with him. Even Jamal saying it in the chat. I think realistically we have one more year with him, and after that year we can see where we are.
okay, because one lucky thing at the moment is that Madrid are a bit broke. They don't have that much money. But what that
That's
probably
why.
means is they're gonna do that devil thing they always do, which is try to get him for free in
You know
2027.
what they said? Someone said to me today, they can
What?
do it the easy way or they can do it the hard way. And I'm like, it sounds so wrong, but that's how they think.
That is.
Actually disgusting.
If he left for free, how would you feel?
As long as we win something, I don't care, bro. Honestly,
Okay,
at this point,
true.
you win the league every year, bro. You don't get my feeling. You don't get how I feel. I haven't won the league in 20 years. I've never won the Champions League. I've not seen my team dominate Europe or England since I was like 12. It's really annoying. I'm seeing Chelsea, I'm seeing Man City, I'm seeing even Liverpool, Man United, Leicester, all
Yeah.
winning the league recently. And it's like, I want to win the league. I want to do something in the Champions League. If Saliba wins Arsenal the Champions League or the league title and he leaves, fair play. You've delivered. But if he
Oh,
leaves
but
us
if he
after
leaves
not winning
before,
anything,
okay.
but if he leaves us before winning anything, I'll be like, I'll hate it. I'll just be pissed. I'll just say to myself, we failed another project with a player who's going to become a legend in football. Because I genuinely believe Saliba will be the best center back in football for the next 10 to 15 years.
Well, like how hyped the Ligt was before. When the Ligt had that
I
season
think
with
I think
Ajax, everyone was
Saliba
saying,
I think Saliba goes to Real Madrid. He'll have a Ramos type legendary remembrance. He'll win that much. He's that good. He is so good at this age. Like, how old is he? 24, if I'm not mistaken. How old is Saliba?
yeah, something like that.
Saliba's what? Right now he's 24. Bro, the man could play at least 10 more years at the top level at a ridiculous rate. If he goes to Real Madrid tomorrow, best believe he will be remembered at Real Madrid. He'll build a crazy legacy.
Yeah, he'll
You
get the
guys think
PR, but do you think he's that good? Do you think Saliba
Rudiger's
is
won
that good?
Rudiger's won a couple Champions Leagues. Do you think people are going to remember him at Real Madrid? No.
Why?
I think Rudiger's only been there for a couple years.
Okay, so you're saying Saliba. You could compare it to
Saliba could be
Varane,
there for
maybe.
Saliba could be part of a Real Madrid team for a decade. That's why.
Okay. Do you think he's
Right.
that good? Like I've watched Saliba, and every time I watch him, I'm like, this guy's good, but I don't think he's that level. Maybe he can reach it. I mean, he's only 23, but I still see lapses of, especially with the French national team. I don't watch Arsenal that much, but when I watch him in France, like Konate and Upamecano both like here, and then Saliba like one step below them. That's when I've watched him. I yeah, I don't think, especially because he hasn't been at big stages often, so we haven't seen him in the biggest and toughest games. But he was actually good. The only bad thing I remember, he lost the ball once, I think. But apart from that, he had a good game. Great tackle on Ashraf Hakimi. I mean, he was good when he stayed with them Booze that time. So we'll see. But could I see him leave?
I honestly think half the stuff on why people don't rate Saliba on that level yet is because he hasn't delivered.
No, no.
Let's be
For
honest.
me, no, no. I don't base them really. Like I rate
Did you watch him at
Upamecano. What
Saint
has
Etienne?
Upamecano delivered?
Did you watch him at Saint Etienne versus PSG? Did you watch
Yeah,
him at
at
Marseille
Marseille.
versus
Yeah,
PSG?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What a performance! Like,
No, he's been very touted when he was in Ligue 1. Like I knew he was going to be really good, but I don't know. I think he's potentially like this is the best version of Saliba we're seeing at the moment.
I think there's the sky's the limit, and I think if Arsenal get offered 150 million, they would accept it. But I don't know if Real Madrid would ever spend that kind of money on this
No,
center back.
No, they broke. They broke.
I don't. Maybe they give us Rodrigo and 50 million. Do you think they'll do that?
Again?
Would they give us Rodrigo plus money? Maybe. That would be the only thing I would think they would do.
No. Okay, would you do a Rodrigo Saliba swap? Saliba only has 2 years left in his
Not
contract.
straight. I value Saliba more than Rodrigo.
Who's more valuable, Saliba or Saka?
Saka,
So what's Saka?
like 200.
And someone here is saying they see Saliba handled Mbappe. I mean, Mbappe is ass, man. I've seen so many shit players.
You have an
handle
Mbappe
Mbappe.
agenda now.
It's not agenda. I've just been honest about Mbappe, and people say, "Oh, look, he has an agenda." I've said he's not that good anymore. 21, 22, when we
People
got
are
knocked
saying
out
I'm
of
off my
Madrid.
head for saying Rodrigo plus 50 million. Okay, maybe not 50 million, but still. Yo, you guys gonna do a good Tifo?
Probably. I can show you the one we had versus Dortmund last season in the semi. PSG Tifo. Actually, it was a lot of excitement, but I wouldn't say it matched the excitement last year, if I remember correct.
Are PSG fans kind of worried that we could beat them?
So you see, it was like a Dortmund logo, then it was ripped up. Then like all of this came out. I think, yeah. No, it was good. It was good. Oh, maybe this one.
Wait, what? It was a Dortmund logo that was ripped in half.
Yeah, let me find the video. That would be the best thing. Yeah, so it like opened up, and then something came out. I have no clue, man.
That is so cool.
I know, man. I talked with someone. You were supposed to have a tifo, right? I saw it on Twitter, like the Casa, the Arteta, or something. But your club didn't want it. What happened?
It was too political.
It was too political.
They said it was too political. They felt like it was promoting criminal activity, and then they didn't like it.
Wait, do you know how I could find it?
I could
So
show
if I
you.
search Arsenal tifo, they're just gonna show me that one you had in the game. Yeah, how did you feel when you saw it?
You know what? The whole Arsenal fan base was like was okay with Arsenal rejecting the tifo that the fans made, but then when they
Yeah.
seen the tifo that we put out there, that's when they got mad. They're like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is this shit?" I can't really find it right now.
Oh, okay.
Ashburton.
This one. It was one of these three that you were trying to do, right?
Yeah, basically they're saying it was too political. That was what the issue was.
Okay, they definitely did not have 500 casino here. Okay.
No, they somebody put that in there to what do you call it? To make sure they get ad revenue from it.
So would you say this is what's controversial? Well, I guess
No,
this one is
the
Madrid.
whole messaging with the masks and the like
Because they're
the
bank
money
robbers.
heist. The money heist. The theme of money heist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, this would have been better. The first one you're looking at with the two Martin Odegaards,
Yeah.
that one might have looked cool. But why is there two Martin Odegaards?
Yeah, they did this on AI, right?
Yeah, one of them, Bukayo Saka looks like Titi. Yeah, so the fans were not happy. They're like, this looks shit. But then when they seen what the club did, they're like, yo, that's shit also. But yeah, man, talk to me. What do you think is gonna happen in the game?
PSG Arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't know. As you mentioned before, like our home games are very similar to each other. It's just a lot of controlling the game, a lot of possession. Then we'll see how we can, penetrate, open up Arsenal. As Aston Villa, fair play to them. I remember, especially in that first half, or in general, for the full 90 minutes, they actually defended well. Like Liverpool didn't defend well. Liverpool were extremely fortunate that we missed chances and Allison had an all timer game. Aston Villa, on the other hand, they defended really well. We only had one big chance the entire game, and all the three goals, it was magic. It was Desiree doing magic. It was Khvicha Kvaratskhelia magic, and then Nuno Mendes and Dembu's magic at the end. So like it was magic that won us the game. Um, so I guess that's how good Arsenal are gonna be. So I see this game being way more similar to Aston Villa because they were better than Liverpool, like defensively. Um, so I think that's how it would be, just keeping a lot of possession.
If you go
Oh,
down 1-0, are you guys gonna get nervy?
I mean, it
Or do
depends. Like
you,
if we concede early on, I'll be really mad because I'll be like, we went to the Emirates, dogged out at 1-0 just to concede a goal this early on. Would I be nervous? This team in general, no, because this has happened way too many times. Aston Villa conceded first, City conceded first. Even last season, I remember when we went to away to FC Barcelona, needing to a comeback. We'd lost the first game 3-2. We conceded first. We were 2-0 down. Obviously, the red card was fortunate in our favor and everything, but we played really a lot better after receiving that red card, after conceding the goal. So no, honestly, no. This team, past 2 years under Luis Enrique, this squad of players, if they concede a goal, I'll be like, yalla, go score one this time. So I wouldn't be that too much. I would just be really mad if we can see the goal.
hmm. Anyways, I sent you the picture. I sent it to the wrong person. They're laughing at me. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, my score prediction, bro, if you
Mhm.
don't mind, because I'm gonna have to go in like a couple minutes.
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
think we get the result, and call me crazy, bro. In order for us to get the result, I think it has to be 2-0 to the Arsenal. So my score
2-0.
prediction is gonna be 2-0 to the Arsenal. And the way it's gonna go is we get a goal in the first 20 minutes against the run of play. We defend resolute the whole game. You're battering us, trying to get that second goal.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
And then late in the game, uh, against the run of play, we get a counter attack, and Saka buries it, and we win the
Oh,
game
so
from
you like
that.
it's a 1-0 and then you get one at the end.
Yeah, so it's like 1-0 Arsenal, and then we get a second one at the end, and we go through 2-1 on aggregate, because only way we go through is if we go 2-1 on aggregate. If we need to go and score 3 goals at the Parc de France, we're not doing it. If we need to go and defend a 2-0 lead, we can probably do that. If we're defending a 1-1 to go to extra time and maybe score in extra time, we can do that. But if it goes to penalties, or if you score first, we're pretty much done. So I'm giving us we have a 20% chance of winning, but yeah, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be difficult, and I'm gonna need my boys to defend resolute, take their chances, try to be clinical. If we do get set pieces, defend well, and also take advantage. And hopefully, Thomas Partey being there can make a difference in that midfield, and we can control the midfield for once. Even though we're gonna give you the ball, we're gonna probably play a mid block out of
How,
possession.
how likely do you think? What would you say the percentages are of PSG going through and Arsenal going through?
80% PSG, 20% Arsenal.
Okay, okay. So you think you're looking at like the perfect night and believing it can happen. Not saying it can't happen, but you agree that obviously PSG are like the favorite. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
80%.
100%. I've absolutely no issue with like people should definitely be because I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it. You should be confident. That would be the best. Some Arsenal fans I've talked with, they say more the what is it? Like a 2-1, take it to extra time, maybe score one, then who knows, or maybe in penalties. Maybe PSG are arrogant in a penalty. Because I know that like Raya, I think he's like the worst penalty keeper I've ever seen. I saw him versus United. I think he dived before like the ball was shot every single time or something. But so you're saying it's going to be a 1-0. You get a break towards the end of the game and you get the score of it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to counterattack. We're gonna have to be resolute defensively, man. I don't know what to say to you, but some people are saying it's copium, some people are saying it's hope. But my prediction is based off of what I think my team is capable of doing. Is- if I was to say to you right now, what would be the betting odds of what would happen? Most likely, betting odds would be Arsenal win 2-1 and PSG go through. That's what people are gonna expect. You guys go through on penalties or something, penalties. But regardless, it's gonna be close. I don't think you're gonna come to your ground and you're gonna dust us.
How would you feel if you lost? Would you be
Our
disgusted,
season, our season, our season
disappointed?
would be a failure, and everyone would be melting down, wanting the manager sacked. But yeah, it's gonna be peak, bro. PSG, bro. And Mo, we're gonna have to speak tomorrow because honestly, my head's gonna be gone if we lose. If you want to speak to me after the tie, we can also have a conversation then. It's up to you. But overall, I'll tell you this: I just want to make sure my team goes out there and has a respectable performance. If we go out by 1 goal margin, I can respect that. But we cannot come to your ground and get a massive
Yeah.
defeat. It cannot be something embarrassing, and I don't think it will be. The tie will be down up for grabs in this game, and Arsenal will still have a chance to win it. PSG have to score the first goal to beat us, and if they do, fair play. If you guys go through to the final, I'd want you guys to win. But if we go through to the final, it could literally transform my club.
For sure. For sure. But not to drag you on too much, but wouldn't you potentially compare this Arsenal Champions League run a bit to Chelsea's Champions League run?
No, yeah. Kind of surprising. I don't think people expected us to be here so fair.
They obviously had like Tuchel coming in January. You haven't had like
We don't
something
have that. We don't
positive
have
of a
the.
change like
We're
that.
depending on our defense. We have a really good defense. Only 7 goals conceded. We're in the semifinal of Champions League.
Yeah,
Like it's not bad, and there's more games too. But yeah, Chelsea won it though, so we have to win it before we get comparisons to
yeah,
Chelsea. But I'm
for
gonna
sure.
end up here, bro. Love, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Egal. Pleasure, man.
Inshallah,
Pleasure. Take
inshallah, I
care.
come on another day, Mo. Okay. I don't know what's going on with
Inshallah.
my connection. Well, anyways, message me if you're available tomorrow. Okay.
Will do. Will do. Will do. Will do.
All right, peace out,
Perfect.
bro.
Take care. Peace out, man. Yeah, yeah, I saw that, Baran. The only thing is, I actually wanted to redirect. We have 158 shields. Shout out to everyone that's watching, man. Shout out to the beautiful PSGINT family, man, growing day by day. But yeah, so he's gonna have a live. This one is gonna be redirected to him. He asked for it, so we'll do that. All right. If you have any questions, if you have any discussions you want to talk, let me know quickly here. I would just be changing the lineup here. Yes, I'm doing Inter Barca tomorrow. Yes, sir. Yo, 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 yo. Imagine it were that way. Arsenal advanced only to battle it to a Spanish club, just like Dortmund. 2-1, 2-1 PSG. Yo, big up B, big up man, Maji, Maji, Maji. Uh, There we go. If Dembele don't start, then it's false 9. Could be it could be Due, man. It could be Due. Could be Due, man. Because I really like Kvara on that left. He's so strong. Barca 2-1. Yes, sir. Where do you want to face in the final? Barca. Okay. All right. Yes, sir. I don't know. No, yes, sir. The oh my god. As a Liverpool now understand your feeling towards Mbappe of Trent news. I mean, think about it. Mbappe, it's even worse, Colin. Okay, Mbappe, bigger stature. I know, like the difference. Positive for Trent is Trent from the academy, but Mbappe, it's the star player. The team is built around. It's like Salah for you guys. Imagine if he left in his prime. And the thing with Trent, at least, he won the UCL with you guys. He won the Premier League twice, which Liverpool haven't done in their history before that. Mbappe, what did Mbappe do that is unique to Mbappe? Nothing. Nothing, man. So it's even fucking. Plus, do you know how much money he took? He basically took 1.5 billion, 1.5 billion in accumulated wages during his 7 years at the club. But yeah, Trent Snake too, man. What would you do? What if we won 5-1 versus Arsenal? Ah, I don't know. I'm being a bit like pessimistic now. I'll be like, is this good? We'll go too confidently into the Champions League final, just like you did versus after the Madrid game. So I don't know. I don't know about 5-1, but I would. Yeah, I would. That would cook, man. That would cook. All right, let me just change this thumbnail right here. There we go. It would be. It would be. Go in the final. They'll really shake the net. Neither, man. Yeah, what's good, Alan? Yeah, yeah, disgusting, man. No, I actually wanted to beat Madrid. I was not supporting Madrid, but I wanted Madrid in the semis ahead of Arsenal. Because I wanted to smack Mbappe, but I guess we'll have to wait. We could potentially wait in the meet in the Club World Cup. I mean, basically, when you include all the bonuses and everything, earned so much, man. I think he was earning around like 200 a year. This was just like at the end when he got that big extension. Yes, sir, Thomas. Oh, if Arsenal won 5-1. I mean, that would. I mean, that would. Yeah, that would. Yeah, that would be the worst night in PSG history, man. That would be the worst night, man. I would never be able to talk with an Arsenal fan again as well. No, me and Egal had a great conversation. He got my perspective. I got his perspective. Yeah, no, it was a great discussion, man. Thank you for asking. Yes, sir. Yeah, I saw that. I want to disrespect Arsenal, but it might be the biggest embarrassment to go ours. Thanks. What? Hey Zaid, jag hoppas du mår jättebra. Jag har inte sett dig på jättelänge Zaid, men jag hoppas du har det jättebra. Ehm, ja, jättetrevligt att du skriver i kommentarerna. Ja. Wow Zaid, det var jättelänge sedan. Hoppas du mår bra. Hoppas du mår bra. Gana. Dub. Yeah. I mean, we've survived so many English teams as well this year. Take Vinicius, no. Good player, good player. We're obviously linked to him. We didn't get him, but he's a good player. Mm, Zaid, kanske. Ja, men jag hoppas det går bra för dig. Jag vet inte vart du är exakt nu, men fortsätt. Jag hoppas du spelar fortfarande i AIK säkert. Jag kommer ihåg innan du sa till mig att du kanske skulle så här, flytta till Spanien och spela med dem. Men jag hoppas det går riktigt bra alltså. Länge sedan. Mm. Dembele goes carry more weight than Rafinha? Well, Anfield and yeah, no, Dembele is number one at the moment for the UCL. Yes. Would you take Salah or Saka at PSG? I would take Saka. I would take Saka. I would take Saka for sure. Salah, no. I don't even like him. Making him go against your attackers? No, we wouldn't. No.
That has to be a joke.
How so? All right, then, people. We'll be live tomorrow once again. We'll be live on Egal's channel, potentially, depending on when I wake up. We'll be live with Lee Gunner on this YouTube channel. I may be live on another YouTube channel. Then we're gonna have the Barca Inter live watch along, and then after that, we're obviously going to have the pre-match podcast of Paris Saint Germain versus Arsenal. So a lot of content tomorrow for you guys, PSG family. Keep cooking. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this live stream. For the people that joined later, you can just rewatch it. Me, brother Egal had a great conversation. And yeah, I'm very confident for the Arsenal game. Let's get it, man. That's been it from boy PSGINT. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this live stream. And as usual,